Finally, the real grade RX-78-2 version 2 has been released and is available worldwide, satisfying many fans who have waited a long time for this moment. For those who might not know, the RX-78-2 was first released as a real grade model in 2010. After 14 years, it has been upgraded to a much more refined real grade version, which was just released on August 10, 2024, with a retail price of 3,850 yen, approximately $27. In this video, we'll take a detailed look at the real grade RX-78-2 version 2 and compare it with previous 101/44 scale versions to answer why this new version is highly anticipated and well regarded by the gunpla community. Before we dive into the video, don't forget to subscribe to the mechathings YouTube channel to stay updated with the latest information on upcoming model kits. Okay, let's go. Briefly about the weapons and accessories. This model kit includes a beam rifle, hyper bazooka, shield, open hand, right hand for holding the rifle, additional hand, landing gear, and 2 saber blades. The set also includes realistic decals as usual. The first comparison is the Core Fighter. The Core Fighter was recreated in the first RG Gundam model. Of course, it has been accurately recreated in version 2, and despite being in a 1/144 scale, it still fully transforms. Overall, the Core Fighter in both versions is quite similar. Both have clear color separation, except for the canopy frame. The canopy is made of clear parts, but in version 2, it is molded in clear blue. The size is approximately the same. Of course, the canopy can be opened and closed. The landing gear is recreated by swapping parts. In version 2, the colors are also brighter compared to the older version. There is no pilot figure. Both versions only have a seat. The rear nozzle in version 2 is more intricately detailed. The transformation mechanism itself hasn't changed, but a major feature of the core block in version 2 is the presence of movable joints. In terms of size, the core block in version 2 is comparable to that of version 1. Next, let's look at the frame. There have been quite significant changes here. While the use of the frame has become more limited, the advanced mobile suit joints are no longer used. The entire body frame is now recreated using regular parts, giving it a feel similar to a master grade model. Additionally, the entire body frame is designed with a semi-monocoque structure. The face part is well detailed, with the twin eyes and main camera properly color separated. The main camera is made of clear red parts. For the core block, unlike in version 1.0, it must now be inserted from the core fighter that is transformed into the core block. There are locks around the core block, making it difficult to detach easily. Additionally, there are movable points in areas such as the chest, and despite being an integrated core block, the torso has a structure that allows for considerable movement. The waist section, similar to the advanced mobile suit frame, features detailed movement throughout, allowing for forward and backward swinging of the waist. The legs are also recreated with a solid frame throughout, featuring off-white parts as accents. The design is quite unique, using thin plate-like joints inserted and fixed in place at the elbows and knees, similar to C-type joint construction. Once the armor is attached, the RX-78-2 Gundam version 2 is complete. While version 1 was inspired by the life-size statue, this version has undergone a dramatic change with no resemblance to the previous one. The overall build features a solid and powerful proportion, with a pleasing amount of bulk. The chest duct is now yellow-edged and protruding, similar to the Origin Gundam and older Master Grade Gundam and Perfect Grade Gundam. Additionally, the overall detailing is quite precise, with some parts of the armor featuring finely detailed openings. The arms and knee joints also feature unique shapes. Most of the armor uses undergates, so the gate marks are less noticeable. Each part is finished with sharp details, and the clenched hands in particular have a well-defined and powerful sculpt. Additionally, since the advanced mobile suit joint is no longer used, all the joints are now a combination of knee point system. Of course, the color scheme is also meticulously reproduced with molded colors. The white color uses multiple shades, while the blue, red, and yellow are represented by single colors. Additionally, compared to version 1, the non-white colors are brighter, giving a refreshing impression. Close-up of the head, let's compare the details with version 1. The head now has a slightly smaller and rounder silhouette. The Vulcans are gray instead of yellow, so if this is an issue for you, painting may be necessary. The cheek ducts remain open, but like recent real-grade models, the mask slit is now reproduced as a mold detail. The twin eyes are color-separated, but come with stickers. There are stickers available with details that resemble the eyes on the package. If you are not a fan of these stickers, there are also regular metallic stickers available, so you can feel assured. The torso is now considerably longer and the detailing feels even more refined compared to version 1. This is likely because some parts of the armor are open, with these openings adding to the overall design and preventing a stretched appearance. The cockpit opens and closes like this. It's interesting how it splits and opens vertically. The backpack features movable thrusters and saber racks. By moving the waist cover, the joints are exposed, allowing you to attach the shield to the back and the rifle or bazooka to the waist. The backpack connection holes are a rare two-hole type for real-grade models. This means that you can use backpacks from high-grade Universal Century Gundam and also utilize weapon sets designed for high-grade Universal Century. The arms are sturdy and give a much stronger impression. It's great to see that the sculpt of the clenched hands has also improved. The detailing is intricate, and the shape of the circular parts is different from previous models. The shoulder armor panels can be flipped up at the front and back. Additionally, the base of the shoulder armor can slide up and down. The forearm has a structure that allows for slight swinging at the wrist area. This time, there are no movable hands. The open hands and other parts are fixed types. The back of the waist armor is, of course, well supported. As mentioned in the frame section, the structure allows the waist to swing forward and backward through the movement of the waist frame. The legs have become generally thicker, with the thighs significantly bulked up. Although the overall length hasn't changed much, the balance between the thighs and the lower legs has shifted. Additionally, the armor is now finely synchronized with the movement of the frame, allowing for detailed coordination. The ankles use a slipper-like connection for good mobility. The soles of the feet have no hollow areas, and the toes are also movable. As for the mobility, the shoulders of version 2 can extend sideways. By extending them, the shoulders are able to swing significantly in all directions, forward, backward, and side to side. Additionally, the number of movement points in the torso has been significantly increased compared to version 1, allowing for more dynamic and flexible movements. This area has seen considerable improvement. The legs have also improved significantly in terms of posing and stability. With the changed balance between the thighs and lower legs, it's now easier to achieve poses like kneeling. Comparison with real-grade Gundam version 1. With a renewal after 14 years, the differences in design are obvious, and the evolution of the internal structure is remarkable, allowing the core fighter to be incorporated and still enable dynamic movements. Additionally, the removal of the mobile suit joint is a significant change, and it's interesting to see if future models will adopt the 2.0 type as well. Equip the weapons. The weapons include a beam rifle, hyper bazooka, and shield, which are the standard and traditional options. This time, there are no stand holes or stand joints in the hip joints. Instead, the stand is inserted into the 3mm holes in the waist. When attaching the bazooka or other equipment, the 3mm holes in the backpack are used. The beam rifle features a design that prevents seam lines from showing. The scope and foregrip are movable, and the foregrip has been redesigned to a more comfortable thickness for easier handling. Dual wielding is of course possible, and only the right hand comes with a gun-holding hand part. Additionally, the neck moves well, making it easy to pose the rifle in an upward direction. The shield also features a distinctive angular shape, similar to the Master Grade Gundam version 1.5. The frame on the back is intricately detailed. On the back, you can store the rifle and saber grip. The shield is secured by the forearm and wrist, so it does not wobble. Additionally, it can be slid up and down along the rail of the joint section. The grip is square-shaped, so even when held only by the wrist, it does not rotate or spin around. The Hyper Bazooka is similarly designed to avoid visible seam lines. The barrel is well color separated, and the internal warhead is also reproduced. This time, the barrel can be extended and retracted. The bazooka uses a standard grip. It can be held in a carrying or cradling position. The joints have a quite unique design, but so far, the holding power is not an issue. The beam saber comes with 2 standard-sized blades. There are no holding pins here either, but the beam sabers can be securely held without falling out. The armament is simple, but there is a weapon set available for order on Premium Bandai, which includes additional accessories like hammers and javelins that can be combined for more variety. The overall range of motion is good, but for poses like slashing at a goof's arm, the wrist cannot be extended. Ideally, a wrist joint that allows for angling or an angled gripping hand would have been useful to achieve such poses. However, with the longer thighs, poses like kneeling are easier to achieve, and the armor's tendency to come loose is less noticeable, giving a very playable impression. Of course, when displayed alongside the real-grade Zeong, they have a cohesive look and complement each other well. Finally, I lined up the high-grade Universal Century Gundam, high-grade Origin Gundam, high-grade Beyond Global, and entry-grade Gundam for comparison. When placed together, the density of the detailing stands out, and it gives an even more solid impression compared to the Origin Gundam. This concludes the review of the real-grade Gundam version 2. After 14 years, the Gundam that was first released has been renewed. Everything has been completely revamped, with no reused parts, and the mobile suit joint has been omitted, leading to significant differences. The style has shifted from a slim, statue-inspired appearance to a more robust form. But the density of the detailing is incredible, and the increase in open sections adds more contrast. Although the parts are still intricate, requiring careful assembly, the new joint construction feels refreshing. Early real-grade kits had issues with parts falling off, but that's no longer a concern. Overall, this is an excellent kit that lets you enjoy the evolution of the series.